Hi, everyone. I have a lot of faith in the unlimited capacity and creativity that resides in all of us. Actually, I think humans are a bit addicted to it. Take our humble crew from Bushwick Book Club. There's probably like a hundred gazillion songs, and yet we keep creating more, and they're also great. On the flip side, we also limit ourselves in many ways. Our limiting beliefs are just a byproduct of our conditioning. Our brain's capacity, and the brain itself is the least understood of all of our vital organ systems. But every day we're learning more about how we're wired. I think, therefore I am, is an old adage. We believe that our brains make us who we are. I suspect that not only does our brain think, but that our brain feels. 100 million neurons, sense receptors that make up the structure of the brain. So how about I feel, therefore I am? Some of you might know that I teach people how to cook, and when we create a dish, it's more than an exercise in following directions. How we feel is in the act of giving flavors the dish. So I rarely use gelatin, but creating a gory yet provocative shrimp cocktail for the show was, well, a no-brainer. Maybe what I'm doing with the dish is cramming all the takeaways from the book into something that someone else can savor and enjoy. So Susan and I filmed a video. My lovely daughter edited the piece. I'm doing a plug for all three of us. One thing I learned from Dr. White is that if you want to support something that you love, you pull off a publicity stunt. So in that light, if you donate at least $5 to support Bushwick Book Club and this show and all the amazing performers, you get a private link to this video with a link to the PDF of the recipe with measurable ingredients and directions. So you guys ready to launch the video? I'm going to be making a shrimp cocktail aspic brain mold recipe for you. We're going to talk about different aspects of the brain as we go through the recipe. We're going to use shrimp and of course gelatin. We'll start with the poaching the shrimp, and the way that you make a poach for a shrimp or any kind of seafood is basically just a salty water with some kind of flavor in it. I have some unsustainably caught shrimp. The flesh is very delicate. You know, like our flesh is very delicate, and you don't want to overcook the shrimp. What I'm gonna do is, before it really comes to a boil, I'm gonna take about a pound of shrimp and put it in the poaching liquid. Grab them as they start to turn pink. All right, see these, how pink they are?
I'll twist my arm.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really good.
Yeah. So it only takes about 5 minutes or so. Shrimp is cooked. Looks beautiful, very brainy. I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator to let it start cooling a little bit. Now it's time to make the gelatin, right? Actually, I think our brains are pretty much composed of gelatin. That's the gray matter. You're gonna take the powder, the Jello powder, and you're gonna let it sit in some cold water. You would ideally cool this liquid down. Dang, I hope this strainer is big enough. But you can you're gonna strain the liquid out. We're gonna use the liquid from here to make the Jello, so that the Jello itself is super flavorful. Here's about half a cup of the Jello with the granules. We need to heat it up so that it can, so all the gelatin dissolves. Alright, so we're just gonna stir this until the gelatin is dissolved. And and then we'll be ready to go. This is pretty neutral color, so I thought it'd be fun to try to play with color with the Jello by adding different color variants. Here, for instance, we have beet juice. This beautiful magenta. Wow, wow, wow. Throw it in there. And the beet does go on like that. So here I have a novelty brain melt. You want to put cooking spray or make sure there's a good amount of oil on it because the gelatin is sticky, right? So you want to make sure it'll release from the mold. And then you want to line the shrimp up into these brain groove and crevices. I wanted to incorporate all like different aspects of what you would have in a shrimp cocktail, like lemon, flavor. These are the raw onions, central core of the brain. Let's throw some more neurons! Yay! More neurons! And then lastly, another layer of shrimpola. This is a Scotch bonnet, which is gonna just spice up this a little bit, and I'm putting this structurally in to represent the amygdala because from reading the book, I got so interested in what this represents, and it's
There you go. There's
so power. There you go, right by the brainstem. We're gonna pour the Jello into the mold. And we'll let it sit for 5 hours. And we'll see what happens.
Bye-bye, brain Jello. All right, here is the no-brainer. Aspic.
Ooh. Or ew, depending on how you
Wow, look at it. And
Wow.
whoever
Wow.
gets the amygdala.